everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Derk.
Derek Karen.
And we're here to review Happy, the TV series that is now, I was going to say show and series, it came out series, but it is currently available on Netflix.
Let's trademark it.
And it is a show that was originally on Syfy. I, of course, had to wait and watch it on Netflix because I don't have regular TV anymore. So I watched it just a couple of days ago, actually. And it is based on a comic book that Dirk and I have reviewed. We also did a trailer reaction for this, so we were excited about it. I actually was going back and forth on whether it was kind of horror enough to review on the channel, but ultimately I do agree that it is, because frankly, there's a very bad Santa. I don't want to say exactly what he does, but there's a very bad Santa with very ugly, nasty clothes, you know, a kind of gross version of the Santa suit. And then the protagonist is a practically suicidal ex-cop, or is he still a cop? I couldn't even make that determination, but the main crux of the story is this guy that is next to dying pretty much the whole show. He is seeked out by what he thinks is a completely hallucinogenic tiny little flying horse unicorn thing by the name of Happy, voiced by Patton Oswalt. And Happy says that he is the imaginary friend of a little girl by the name of Haley, and that he needs this guy's help in order to track her down. And that there is a relationship that basically Happy says that, you know, the only reason that this guy can see Happy is because Happy is her imaginary friend, and this guy can see Happy because he is her father. So that is the crux of the story. And in the comic, I would have said that's a spoiler, but this is an 8-episode series stretched out from that 4-issue comic book that was actually moved really fast. So I felt that they really stretched some stuff out in this series.
It got a bit long in the tooth.
Yeah, and in fact they did a lot of things that went a little crazy as far as an imaginary army and whatnot at a particular point. But it was just, overall it was fun. I'm glad I watched it, but it was just too long. But the effects were fun, although really cheesy a lot of the time. That's my overall thoughts. Dirk, what were your overall thoughts? And then we'll get Susie's.
Well, I really enjoyed it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was. I thought that they did a really good job of adapting it. Once again, that first episode kind of covers 3 issues almost, you know, and so that's why it's so. They had to elongate it so much, and then they added so many new characters, and some of the characters I really enjoyed, some of the characters they didn't. Some of the subplots were just
complete fluff.
Yeah, and off the wall. But I see what they're doing, because they're building this world so they can continue it, and I'm looking forward to season 2. So I don't know. Have you seen the new trailer?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Is it been happening?
What?
Well, okay, I know we can't really bring it up because
yeah. But
hang on, let me take a pause because I said something that was a spoiler. Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is that I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the future for the show.
Cool, Susie.
All right, being someone that did not read the comic books, I think no expectations. I thought it was really great.
Okay.
Because it's so random. This guy, like you said, he's on the verge of death. He's gritty, horrible, and all of a sudden, Happy comes, this horse unicorn thing, and it's just so random. Everything about it. Now, I watched it when it was on Syfy, so I haven't seen it in a really long time, but it made enough of an impression on me that I would recommend it. You know, obviously you guys, I think because you went into it with these expectations, maybe that's why you didn't like it so much, but...
it's not that I didn't like it, I just felt like maybe... I feel like it needed to be 6 episodes.
Yeah, I think...
It just went a little too long.
Or 2. Fuck it,
Yeah.
1.
But
a movie.
I don't know. Like I just
Put
thought
on a
that the
great movie.
reveal of Happy was like way too quick. That was what was so great about that first issue reading. Like when you let me borrow it, and then you were like, "I'm not telling you anything about this comic. Just read it." And like, you know, that first issue, I was just like, "What the fuck is this?" and then
That's
the
how I
last
was watching it.
the last page of the first issue is they
You see
reveal
Happy.
Happy, and you're just like, and already like it didn't make any sense. I was just like, what is going on? And then of course then they go into the storyline behind Happy and what he's a hitman actually.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so
That's
what this
right.
hitman has to do to help with this little girl. So,
he doesn't do any hitman-y things pretty much through the whole thing except for
Hitman-y
that first
things.
episode.
Trademark that too.
So I had forgotten that, but
yeah, they pretty much just talk about his reputation in it. Like, first he does kill those 4 brothers at the beginning, but other than that, you never see him kill anybody else really.
Yeah.
Like that for a hit.
Yeah, that's
getting
true.
paid.
That's true.
So he does do a lot of killing, but it's not for money.
So let's talk about that. The main guy, the acting in it. I mean, I thought he was good. He was funny. You know,
I
he was
love
a little
him. He's
over the top at
hilarious.
times, but he was still fun to watch. At least.
Right? Yeah, and I've actually watched a lot of Law and Order. So
Yeah.
Oh, is he on that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's.
I don't know. I don't watch that show.
God.
My wife's a huge Law and Order fan.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So just seeing him.
He's such a
over the top.
sarcastic prick in that.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I loved seeing him on Happy.
So he's cutting loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
just,
I mean, it starts. The very first shot is one they had in the trailer. Is he's looking in a mirror and then he blows his own head off and starts dancing while blood sprays from his brain.
That's awesome.
I imagine for Susie having nothing, like no idea about it, to see that opening would be like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
am I
that's what
watching?
I'm
when he
saying.
dabs and then like his brains fall out
Yeah.
and stuff, and it's just like what is this?
Yeah.
You know, because I knew that it was gonna get crazy because it was the guy that directed the Crank movies.
Oh, that makes sense.
He was the one that he directed a few of the episodes. Plus, he's like a producer for the show.
I gotcha.
And
Okay.
So,
That
like,
makes
I knew
sense.
it was just gonna get off the wall, but sometimes it was like a bit much.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know. What about the other acting for you guys? The ex-wife who, you know, or not even the ex-wife, but I don't know if she was a wife, but the girl that had the daughter that didn't want Nick in their lives, you know. But she was pretty cool, and then the girl that he was having the affair with that broke up the marriage, she was all right too.
I don't know.
The Gangster Blue was just kind of okay.
Yeah, I liked his accent though. Like it was just so over the top, and then just some of the crazy monologues that he would go into. I really enjoyed that character. It was just that some of the stuff like Mr. Bug, which
that was really
I
weird.
thought that was pretty strange, and then the reveal of like who Mr. Bug is. I was just like, but. I don't know, man. Like I would even say like the ex-girlfriend, because I don't think they got. No, they did get married because he loses his wedding ring. Yeah. So the ex-wife, she was okay. I felt like sometimes like she was in situations where like she didn't react the way I would think somebody would react.
That's fair. That's fair.
But overall, I thought the acting was pretty good.
Okay. Susie, your thoughts on the rest of the acting?
Having seen it so long ago,
nothing
like
bothered
nothing
you?
really
It stood out?
Yeah, maybe if we would have reviewed it like when I watched it
Fair
so
enough.
long ago, but yeah, I mean only sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Do you remember the effects at all? What you thought of those, or if you thought you thought Happy was too CG, or if you thought
you know how I feel about CG, but considering this whole show was so just random and over the top, like I think the effects almost kind of fit it.
Well, I mean, and Happy is a cartoon essentially. He's an imaginary character, so that's always a good excuse for CG problem.
And then one thing that we talked about when we did the trailer reaction was that we thought that they should have probably gone more of like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where like it should have been cell shaded animation or something like that. And so the computer animation at times just it looked cheap, you know.
Cell shaded would be even harder to sell to audiences nowadays, though. I think even Roger Rabbit did it, but that was again like 93 or 92 or something, even 90 or something like that. So
and it didn't do great. Like that,
No.
that movie was it bombed actually.
I think him looking at a CG unicorn is a little bit easier to stomach than probably otherwise for 8 episodes.
Right.
For a movie, I think maybe
I think also too it comes down to like matching the shading of the lighting and everything.
Yeah.
Computer animation, you can do that a lot easier.
True.
So.
Susie, would you have preferred a cell shaded Happy or the CG Happy that we got?
I would have gone with the cell shaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the old Disney style.
Yeah.
It would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Because the things that Happy does, because Happy does at some point accidentally inhale cocaine and goes a little crazy. So.
I just remember.
Can you? But imagine how funny that would be if it was cell shaded.
Yeah.
Like just a big cloud around him, and then like that they could have really exaggerated all the cartoonishness of it, you know.
Right. Like Roger Rabbit.
Really funny, yeah, exactly, like you said, yeah.
Oh.
So, but okay. So, Dirk, your ultimate thoughts on the effects, even outside of Happy, because there was a lot of gory gunshots and dismemberments and things like that.
That was a lot of the fun, and that's where I would almost say it ventures into the horror side of things, because just like how comedically gruesome the show was.
I'm sure that's one of the things Susie loved too.
And just
he knows me so well.
And then some of the characters. That was one thing that I loved about the show, was it did villains very well. And a lot of shows that are kind of in this realm, even movies, like they just don't get the villain right. And I think that what was so great about this show was that there was so many villains, and they all hit the mark. In my opinion.
The one moment that I did like about one of them was that no matter how high a boss you are, there always seems to be someone else that you're the errand boy of.
Right.
And I thought that was a really cool little subplot for that thing. Like, some of the subplots weren't interesting, but that was one that was actually more interesting. But it also dealt with, like, one of the subplots was a mobster woman, being followed around by a reality TV show kind of thing, like the Real Wives of Mafia or something like that.
And that was Blue's sister. And
I
thought,
is that what it was?
Yeah,
okay.
that was the subplot there. Like, it just got so strange, and like it got so over the top, and just the whole voodoo thing started getting kind of weird, and like it didn't really make any sense. And then how it like ended, how they wrapped that up was just like didn't make any sense. But I'm assuming that they'll explain it all in the next season.
Any of that ringing a bell, Susie?
Sure.
I won't put you on the spot. It was a weak subplot, so to ask me to remember it in a month would probably be a stretch. The Happy and the ex-husband, the main guy, are going to be what I remember, and the Santa is something we have to talk about, because I mean the things he's doing, he's kidnapping kids and doing some really bad stuff to them that's finally revealed in the last episode, but he was an appropriately creepy character.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Just his origin story was just like about his father and everything, and how he became the way he is. It's just like, it was very frightening. Like there was just moments where you're just like, Jesus Christ, they're going there. And that was another thing too, was that I was like, this is on Syfy Channel? Like, how vulgar it was, how violent it was. Sure, they like blocked out the nudity, but the nudity was there as well, and so there's like certain things, especially like Preacher. Like, I wish they would go that dark.
That would be dark.
So, because that was the reason I gave up on the Preacher show, was just because it just seems so watered down compared.
I liked the second season. I thought it was improving. I didn't watch the third yet, though.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, it gives me some hope.
Yeah. But anyway, Susie, I'm not going to ask you to strain your brain too much, but overall, it left a positive impression on you. One that you would recommend, you said. Okay, cool. So I think that's good enough, you guys. Why don't we let you go discover it for yourself? It's 8 episodes. I actually thought it was 10, and then when the episode 8 things started to happen, I was like, how are they going to go? Oh, okay, this must be it. So, but yeah, it was a worthwhile show to watch, at least one time, or at least, watch the first episode. You get a lot in the first episode. These episodes, I think, would have benefited from being only a half hour, too.
Yeah.
So I think it was just sort of a weird mixed bag for me, but overall, one that I would recommend people watch. And again, that first episode is going to give you the flavor of the show. If you like the first episode, continue. If you don't, all you lost was one episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, any final thoughts from you guys?
Go watch Happy.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I look forward to another season too, because I like what they're doing with the next season.
Thanks very much for watching, you guys. I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Von Slaughter.
Dirk Heron.
And remember,
Stay scared.